Welcome, one and all, to the world's finest show. I'm Kyle Hudson.
I'm Carly Kay.
And I'm Ray Gordon.
And this is not the reboot we originally planned. We have been off the air for a little bit, but we were planning on coming back in the summer. But it just, things happened, and we're all stuck at home, and we were like, you know what, why don't we get together and, start the show back up.
It's weird.
Well, so you guys are out in the real world. I actually have been in quarantine for like 7 days. So
smart.
How's that been going? Like, are you sane?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it's me and my wife and my daughter are all in this, our apartment together. We've figured out a way to give each other some space, and it's not too bad.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, having the baby here really makes it a lot easier because she has no idea what's going on. So we're just like,
Aww.
it's like, we read books and it's just like normal with her. You know what I mean? So, and she's getting a tooth, which is pretty awesome. So super excited about that. Yeah. And, her birthday is coming up soon. So we're figuring out how to do like a virtual birthday party for her or something like that.
That sounds so exciting.
It'll definitely be a story for her to tell her kids.
I'm happy that you're getting to, have these moments still, like post-corona, you're actually still able to have those dad moments, you know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't stop. That people have to realize that, like, their life didn't stop.
Well, I think one of the things that is kind of the silver lining of this whole situation is it definitely makes you take stock in stuff. And you're like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I should call that person that I care about and think about all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that that's nice. And we're, as we have to separate ourselves, we are coming together a little bit, which I think is neat. When I look at the internet and I see all the people posting stuff, I mean, that's kind of the reason why we're getting back together, right? Like, to put some nice positivity out into the world. So it's kind of beautiful to see.
Well, what do you think, Carly? Do you have faith in people as we go cope with this new predicament we call life?
Yeah, I hope so. But you want me to be completely honest? I feel like everybody's going to go back to the way the things used to be, and they're not doing things for better, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like people will come out of this not learning anything. Like, I give it a week of us coming out of quarantine, and, everybody's nice and happy, and then it's going to go right back to how everything was. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of.
I mean, there's a possibility because of the fact that people, unfortunately, we just don't do right. Now, I wish we did. That'll make things a whole lot easier. But
yeah.
I think that the media and the people that are, your closest friends, your closest family, all of the ways that you're getting an inlet are really important, and you're really seeing now what parts of society are essential and what parts are like, you could work from home. It kind of puts into perspective, like, working.
Mm-hmm.
It's
you
have all of this time.
That kind of is an interesting segue into something a little bit more appropriate to what we normally talk about, that GameStop was insisting that they were essential for business, and they were staying open, and I think they got their license shut down from the state of Pennsylvania. They're not allowed to do business anymore. That's what I thought I heard.
That's
I know that they shut down across the whole state. Well, I felt bad because, think about it. People are returning video games to these people. You have no idea if they cleaned it. Do you know what I mean? They have no idea if they weren't, and that's just so incredibly dangerous. And I don't know, it was just because GameStop is probably, 2 weeks away from going out of business anyway. So that's probably why they were behaving that way. But
just reckless.
I don't know.
Just reckless.
Well, there's a bunch of places that were doing that. Staples by us was trying to do that. Actually, I will give them a little bit of props, though, because the local Staples by us, they shut down even though corporate said stay open. And so I give the local Staples a little bit of a thumbs up for that. Yeah. I know the mayor had a big to do with, she went down there and she asked them and worked with them to get them closed. So it's just a safety thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look, right now is the time for our people, right? Sit at home, play video games, read comic books, do your part. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
I was just thinking that like millennials and Generation Z, it's like social distancing. What's that? This is what we do all the time. You don't play games for hours?
Yeah, but it is different when you can't leave. You know what I mean? Like it is different when you can leave and you just choose not to, and you're like, man, I can't even go, down to the Walgreens and get a Red Bull. You know what I mean?
Right. Everything is like I said, this is the new norm for the foreseeable. So I hope people are taking this here. Like it was all good just about a week ago.
Yeah, well, it was like, yeah. Well, it's been about like this for like a week, a little over a week now at this point. But I don't know. I do rideshare driving, and when I remember working, I was driving the night the NBA shut down, and that's when I was like, all right, yo, this something's up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, like the NBA doesn't shut down ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's new. And so that's when I started really, like, my ears were really tuned in, and I started paying attention. And then I actually stopped driving. I did. I stopped driving because I thought it wasn't safe. It wasn't safe for me. It wasn't safe for the people that I was driving. And so that's when my wife and I decided and my wife her dad had surgery, so we want to go see him.
Oh,
and
yeah,
we can't
yeah.
do
How
that.
was that?
He was good. He's doing good. He's back home, but, out of safety, out of precaution, we are quarantining ourselves for 14 days just to make sure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's the safe thing to do. It's not about us getting sick from them. It's that in case we're sick and carrying it and don't even know, So while we're stuck inside, I've been watching a bunch of movies. I have been getting work done, obviously, but we have a lot more time to sit down and watch movies and play video games. Have either of you guys been catching up, watching movies, watching TV shows, binging anything?
Carly.
I've literally only watched, I think 2 shows. And I only got to watch 2 episodes of each show. So I watched Strangers, that's on Netflix. It's actually pretty good. I didn't think I was gonna like that. And then
What's it about?
Basically, how do I explain it? It's basically somebody's watching you, and they tell you you think your life is going great, and they tell you something that completely ruins your life. That is basically the premise of the show.
I think I saw a trailer for that. It looked kind of weird and creepy. Is it like a horror?
You know what? It was cool. No, it's not horror. It's more like not even a thriller. Almost more like a mystery. It's pretty good. And then the other show I was watching was Girls Incarcerated. And it's about these teenage girls that are in juvie. I just can't believe the way that some of them are acting. But I mean, given the way that they were raised or lack thereof, it kind of makes sense. So that's what I've been watching when I have downtime. I don't really have too much downtime.
What about you, Ray?
It sounds interesting when you're talking about like juvie and stuff like that. That's a whole different realm. Goodness. What have I been watching? I can't even say anything because like I'm life essential. Apparently the financial sector is life essential because the money can't stop. Mm-hmm. So here we go again. Like I've been working every day kind of just because the way it's set up, I don't know how long, I'll be able to do what I do until everything really has to, shut down for real, because they're not really, they're more life essential than other businesses, so they have to stay open. And I haven't gotten to watch much, really, like other than the back of my eyelids. I wish I could say that I had, this plethora of shows that I've been watching, but it's really just been forged in fire. Trying to catch up on all the seasons I've missed.
Is that the one where they make the weapons?
Yeah. We decided to watch just season 4 just because it was an older season and we wanted to catch up. And it's funny how Jen, my fiance, she started off mocking the show. Oh, this is funny. This is weird. And then, like, the next episode, she's like, "Oh, look at that! Oh, they folded it. Oh, the Damascus." I'm like, "Look at you! You using words." Is this quarantine talk or is this just like, do you like this? She's like, "Oh, it's kind of interesting." It's funny. It's funny.
No, I mean, look,
what you find out.
that happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember my wife, she was watching Jane the Virgin, and I was just like, that's a ridiculous show. And I'm not going to lie, man, I probably would never watch it by myself, but the writing was fantastic, and I was like, you know what, I'll admit it, this is a good show. What about you, Carly? You ever have that kind of a moment?
I'm trying to think. There's something
Like any show that, like, Montel watches, or, like, you were, like, making fun of, and then he's just, like maybe, like, an anime or something?
I can't think of a show that I didn't want to watch that I ended up liking. No, I really don't think I have one.
Oh, you just have impeccable taste. You just pick them all right.
Absolutely.
Oh, I actually did get to watch a movie recently, and it kind of blows my mind that I forgot about it, probably because it was so quick. Space Jam.
What, for like the first time?
No. I rewatched it as an adult. First of all, no one told me this movie was that short. It was like, I don't know, it was barely an hour. I think it was like 52, 53. It was a quick watch, but I think when I was a kid and I found out how to use the rewind button, you see, it just seemed like such a longer movie. But I definitely, I took a trip down memory lane because just thinking about having a brand new Space Jam with LeBron James in it, and I wanted to make sure I refreshed my memory before I moved forward.
Yeah, I definitely think that's happening, right? I think that's like official. I don't have the computer in front of me right now.
I think that'd be kind of cool to see, but like what? I don't know. What would that then? Would it have this? Would it be a remake, but just with LeBron James, or it's like own separate movie?
Oh, there's no way Michael Jordan doesn't show up and okay, I'm going to call it right now. The end credit scene is LeBron James after finally beating the Monstars. He's sitting there, right? And then Michael Jordan shows up and is like, yo, you want to go? And then that's how it ends, like right before they play. So you don't actually see them play one another, but that's how it ends.
I'm here for it. I'd watch it.
Oh, I think a lot of people are here for it. I think a lot of people are going to watch it. It's going to make a ton of money. If Lion King, the computer animated remake, can rake in how many millions of dollars? Space Jam.
That was a cash grab, and you know it. It was a cash grab, and they just toyed with our childhoods.
Let's be honest. And Space Jam isn't. Look, let's be honest.
Listen, I didn't realize
quite
how much. And watching it as an adult, you don't realize. I was like, wow, they've got nothing but Hall of Famers in this whole movie, and all I remembered was Michael Jordan. Like,
well,
the
no,
whole
I remember
movie
what is
is
it?
riddled.
It's Muggsy Bogues, right? It's Charles
Barkley.
Who are the other ones?
Oh my God! I think one of them was if I say it and I say it wrong, I'm gonna get like my black card taken. So I'm gonna just say the other ones. I don't know. Maybe it was. I think one of them was. He played for the Knicks. Either way, it was like the quintessential time in American history, like sports and music, and it was.
So who do you think it'll be this time? Who's it going to be this time? So they're going to have to steal the powers from what? How many is it? 5 guys, right?
Yeah.
5 guys on a basketball team. So,
oh my gosh. I hope they take
who they going to pick?
Power. I hope they take KD's power because he's a snake. He doesn't deserve it.
Oh my gosh.
I would say definitely. Look, if you're going to pick people that are so famous that I know them, it's going to be like Kevin Durant. Who's Steph Curry?
Yeah, take his power. It's pretty much take all the people's power who can beat the Sixers. Just take them all, and then
does Joel Embiid make the cut?
No, I think he'll be. Oh no, I think he might have to because he needs to be on screen. Yeah, he needs to be in Wow, that would be so crazy.
Since we're since this is like a new format and it's the Wild West and we can do whatever we want, I'll give you guys a couple minutes talk sports. What about Tommy Terrific going to Tampa Bay?
Oh my gosh! See, you're letting me do sports. Currently, I don't know what is going on here. The only thing keeping us sane is football off season.
Well,
yeah,
I have noticed
there's a lot.
What were you saying, Carly?
So there's just a lot going on in the football world right now. I'm a little confused, a little sad, but I don't know what's happening.
Well, the reason why I brought up sports is because, like, if you listen to sports radio now, they've turned into a lot of what we normally talk about. Have you noticed that? Like, they're talking about their favorite TV shows and their favorite movies, and I'm like, oh, yo, WIP, give us a call.
It's like, what? Like, this is why we're here. I find it baffling and awe-inspiring how all of America is at a standstill, but people are holding on by a hair's breadth because Tom Brady went to the Bucks.
Yeah.
It just shows you what kind of society we really are.
I feel so bad because my father-in-law, he went in for like surgery a week and a half ago. And so he goes into surgery and then like all of this stuff starts happening. And then he's a huge Patriots fan. And then Tom Brady gets traded or whatever he needs to go there. And so like he wakes up and it's like, so there's a plague going on. And he's like, oh no. And they're like, and Tom Brady's now on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. She's like, what? Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh. That's hysterical.
So I thought you guys appreciate that.
Yeah.
That is kind of funny.
I mean, what do you think, Carly? Do you think that the sports world is at a standstill, or is there hope? Is football the only hope? Is it like the last horizon?
Football is our only hope, okay? That's all I look forward to all year anyway.
What is ESPN going to play for the next, month?
Reruns. Just reruns of all the championship games.
Yeah.
That's why
all
you
they can
have
play.
them. Oh, man, this is terrible. They actually put on the Super Bowl that the Eagles lost recently, and I had lunch. And then I didn't have lunch. And I didn't eat the rest of the day. It was tears in the corner. But it's okay. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm okay now. I'm good. It's 2020. Eyes to the future.
Yeah. I love that positive attitude, right? All right, yeah. So we do have to take a quick little break. So you're listening to the world's finest show on the internet. We'll be back right after this quick message.
Hi, I'm Leslie Hudson, creator and host of the Life After Baby Show. From bottles to books, spit up to social media, diapers to dorms, and everything in between, each week I interview parenting experts to help me navigate life as a new parent. You can find new episodes each weekend on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you find your podcasts. When the kids are finally asleep, visit our website at lifeafterbabyshow.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Life After Baby Show. And don't forget to take care of yourself so you can take better care of them.
Welcome back to the world's finest show. I'm Kyle Hudson.
I'm Carly Kay.
And I'm Ray Gordon.
And we're all stuck at home right now, or most of us. I mean, you two have to work. So one of the things I thought is really cool is a lot of the online streaming services have been doing a lot of cool things. So like Disney Plus released Frozen 2 early. I know that the Star Wars movie got released a couple weeks early, and I found out there's two amazing freebies going on right now. Number one, CBS All Access. You know the CBS version of Netflix. If you go and you sign up and you type in the keyword gift, you get a month for free. And that's a month is enough to actually watch like everything that they have. There isn't a whole lot on there, but you get like all the Star Trek stuff, including the new Picard, which just ended the other day. You get all the Twilight Zone episodes, you know, the Jordan Peele Twilight episodes, Twilight Zone. And there's a whole bunch of stuff on there, like all the CBS shows. And you can even watch the CBS News and CBS Live, like the channel live, even if you don't have TV, which is neat if you don't have TV like me. Have you guys seen the Twilight Zone? I know I watched some of them with you, Ray, right?
Yeah. I wish I did have the time to watch it. Probably this weekend. Maybe my job will be closed for a day, but doubtful. What about you, Carly?
No, I haven't seen anything. Like I said, I don't get a lot of free time. The most free time I've had was today, because today I chose not to go into work. And I pretty much laid here. I cleaned for a little bit and then I slept. So when I had my free time, I've been sleeping, so I haven't watched anything else.
I find that to be rather interesting. If we could use this as a segue into us actually taking care of ourselves, like how often has it been that we've said that we got rest? You know, that we've actually used the sleep. If there's one thing this Rona time has given us, it's the ability to catch up on some missed hours of sleep recently.
Oh, I'll tell you, man, being in quarantine, the days bleed into nights, bleed into days. Like you just kind of sleep and then wake up and work and then go to sleep and wake up and, you know, pretty much on the baby schedule.
Oh my goodness.
But there was a second, cool thing that's for free now. If you go on Cartoon Network's website, you can now see all of the Samurai Jack episodes for free.
Oh, that's cool.
And were you guys fans of Samurai Jack when you were young?
The correct answer is yes.
For who?
For me. And
have you seen it?
I mean, I watch it all the time. Well, I watched it all the time when it was on when I was a kid. But season 5, it's just, the ability to watch season 5 over and over again.
Well, have you seen it? Did you see it when you were younger, Carly?
Yeah, but I wasn't a fan of it when I was younger. I guess I could give it a try now. I might as well. It's what I have to lose.
It's a lot more adult than you think it is. I mean, so the basic setup is that there's this samurai whose kingdom gets taken over. His father gets like captured, and his mother escapes with him after this big demon called Aku takes over his country. And he trains around the world with the best fighters in all the countries, and he goes back to take back his kingdom. And so he goes and he fights Aku, and he gets right up to Aku, and he's right about to kill him. And then Aku opens up a portal in time and sends him 1,000 years into the future, where Aku's already won, and now he runs everything.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so the whole idea is that the whole tagline is you got to get back to the past. The theme song is done by will.i.am. It's awesome. And the fun little factoid, his name isn't actually Jack. It just, in the first episode, when they show up, like, "What's up, Jack? How you doing, Jack?" You know how people talked in the 90s? And he just is like, "Oh, okay, call me Jack." And so you actually never know what his real name is, which I love. But the first 4 seasons are a kid's show, and they're a children's show on Cartoon Network. Season 5 came out last year, 2 years ago, and it was one of the best animated things I've ever seen. It's amazing, and it's totally for grown-ups. And you can actually just watch season 5 on its own, but definitely watch like the first episode of Samurai Jack, just like at the baseline. But it's all free, so might as well give it a shot.
Yeah, might as well. I'm like trying to take advantage of all like the free or cheap things. I heard the Sims is like $5 right now.
Oh, Sims?
Yeah.
I haven't played that in forever. I will admit,
Me
I've played
neither,
the
but
heck
I
out of
might
that
because
game.
it's so cheap.
I find it interesting because like recently I've heard the wildest video game news. Like the Xbox server had to like go down for a while because they couldn't handle the influx of people just gaming,
That's
gaming.
crazy.
Oh, well,
Well,
if
I
you
don't.
want to talk about things going down, about 2 days ago, Diamond Distribution, which distributes all the Marvel and DC comics, said for the next foreseeable future, they are not shipping new comic books.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That's
So
disastrous.
there's just going to be no new comic books for the foreseeable future.
How are you going to survive?
I don't know, man. Well, I'm assuming they're going to digitally publish still. So I imagine that I would imagine that they're going to still, you can still get the new issues online. But I don't know that for certain. I don't know. And I don't buy digital comic books. I already called up my comic book guy and I said, hey man, I got you. Here's my credit card number. I'm buying my books. You can just put them in my thing. I'll pick them up when I get back. I think everyone out there should do that. Give their comic book store a call and just say, hey, yo, I got you. I'm going to pick up my subscription. Here's my money. Just, because we're all going through tough times right now. And it's very scary to be a comic book store owner right now.
Yeah, all small businesses, including comic book stores, are going to be taking a tremendous hit. So if you have the opportunity, all you out there in the real world, please go support your small businesses. Buy a comic.
Yeah, and even if you have to buy it online, buy it from a store. Don't buy it from Walmart or Amazon. These poor Amazon workers, that I hear they're like worked to the bone already, and this new influx is just killing them. You know what I mean? So try and support, like Ray said, try and support local. So I know normally we would talk about at this point, we would talk about like what movies are we excited to come out, what shows are we excited to come out. But there aren't any new movies coming out. So
right. This is wild.
I got this one for you. What movie are you, now that you have a little bit, hopefully you have some time to yourselves, what movie are you looking forward to being able to finally watch?
Oh, Solo. Hands down.
Okay, so you still haven't seen Solo.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. That's the one. First it's gonna be Solo, and then it's going to be Inception. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through Inception without losing my lunch, but I will try.
Dude, you haven't seen Inception? I love that movie.
You've never seen Inception.
Have I told you my Inception story? It's not pleasant. Just thinking about it is making my world spin. But I will try, I'll make sure that I'm on solid ground, that the ocean is not in the sky, even though it is. Circle of life.
What about you, Carly?
2 movies. One, Frozen 2, and The Notebook, because I've literally never seen it. So
wow.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it.
Are you a Gosling fan?
I guess I'm not a fan, but I'm not.
I like Ryan Gosling. I like Ryan Gosling as an actor. I like him a lot. I think he's very talented. Have you guys seen Blade Runner 2049?
You've been asking me that for months, and I keep saying I gotta watch it, and I keep not watching it. And now I have the time to watch. I'm adding it to the list.
Yeah, put that one on the list. See, for me,
Please.
The movie I'm looking forward to watching, and my wife and I have it. We've been just sitting on it. I don't know why we haven't watched it yet. Is What We Do in the Shadows. It's it's a comedy mockumentary about like a bunch of vampire roommates in like New Zealand. There's a TV show on. They made it into a TV show on FX that we watched, and it's really, really funny. But yeah, this it's a lot of fun. So
it started as a movie.
Just as good. Yeah, it started as a movie, and then they made the TV show. But I watched the TV show first, and so now I'm gonna go watch the movie. And the other one, which is like I'm on the verge of pulling the trigger on this one. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it, but I kind of want to watch it. Is Doctor Sleep?
What is that?
Have you heard? It's a horror movie. It's the sequel to The Shining.
No.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. I think I saw a trailer for that, actually.
Yeah, with Ewan McGregor.
Yes. It looked really good.
It did look really good. And actually, I was going to say, Carly, if you're willing to watch it, I'll watch it. And we can do like a horror fan, not horror fan tag team movie review.
Deal. I'll watch it.
Okay? Because I'll admit, there aren't a lot of horror movies I like. But I have liked a few. Like, I love the Scream movies. Cabin in the Woods was really good. Stir of Echoes. That movie's really creepy. It takes place in Philadelphia, actually.
What is that? I don't think I should watch that, though.
Ooh, that's a spooky ghost story.
It's too close to home.
It's actually based on a book. It's based on a book written by the same guy who wrote I Am Legend and What Dreams May Come.
Oh, wow. 2 exceptional movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's about
scary.
a guy, Kevin Bacon, starts seeing this ghost. And his kid kind of sees her too, and it's really spooky. And his wife is like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I gotta dig." It's really good. it's like not gory or anything like that. It's just like spooky and creepy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it has one of the guys from Veep in it too, which is kind of weird because he's like a very serious role, and in Veep he's very much not serious.
All right. Well, I'm down.
The other thing that I'm super excited for, it's the one show that's going on currently that I'm actually watching. Briar Patch.
I think I've heard of
that?
It's with Rosario Dawson. And she plays like this woman who works for a senator whose sister gets murdered. Her sister's a cop, and she gets like murdered by a car bomb, so she goes home to visit her and is investigating her murder. But there's this other stuff going on, and it's got like, it's by the same guy who made Mr. Robot, and it's got a lot of Twin Peaksy kind of vibes. All right, so now we actually have a guest with us this week. He was actually a former host of the show. Let's give Doug Keller a call, and let's see how he's doing. Well, hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. You know, I'm not feeling sick, so I think that's a pretty positive, situation to be in right now.
This is Doug Keller, former co-host of the World's Finest Show. Up until recently, you were the longest co-host, but I think Ray and Carly have surpassed you. But yeah, man, we missed you, and now that we're doing this new format, I figured I'd get you back in the mix. But
well, I appreciate that.
Oh, no, dude, we're happy to have you. But I know your schedule doesn't line up like the rest of us, so I figured we'd have you on as the first guest of our new rebooted show. So welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and that's quite the honor. Really appreciate it. This is not my first time as a guest. I think back the first time Tyler was also the co-host.
Yeah, that was the first time I met you. And then you asked if you could make the theme song, which is the theme song that we still use today.
I do recall that.
And you still play the music, right?
Yes, there are 3-ish projects that I'm involved in right now.
Okay. What are the names?
So the one that I'm probably playing the most gigs with at this point is, not at this point. I think that kind of probably dates when this episode airs, but I hope it does. I hope it's not just an ongoing no music thing. But the project that I'm the most involved with at this point is probably the Tisburys, which, great group. And it's interesting because the way that I got in contact with the singer for that band was actually for a story that we were trying to follow for the World's Finest.
Oh, cool. What one was that?
We were researching a certain bill in Westchester that was going to outlaw busking.
Oh yeah, the busking bill. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and so I reached out to, at the time, the president or whoever was in charge of Westchester's radio station, The Curve. And I also noticed that he was an intern at XPN, which around that, I was an intern there about a year previously, so I was like, oh, this person would be a great perspective on what busking in Westchester means and what music means and all that. And I don't think we went forward with the story, but I did.
No, we did. We did do the story.
Oh, that's right.
We did do the story. We did a whole bunch of interviews.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. But anyway, so I met Tyler AC and started to jam with the Tisburys maybe about 2 years ago, 2.5, give or take. And it's been a lot of fun. But
so what I'm going to ask you is now that you're working a little bit, you still have to go in a little bit, right? But you're mostly working from home. Like you said, there's no music, there's no live music, so I'm sure you're practicing to keep your chops up. But what else are you doing to stay sane?
Well, yeah, you practice, watching some television, some movies.
What are you watching?
Well, recently, and I think this kind of ties into the theme of World's Finest, I know that Lock and Key aired on Netflix, or it came out, still airing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I do believe that's out for Netflix now, and that's based on a comic book originally.
Right. Now, do you know who the author of Lock and Key is?
No.
Okay, so I read Lock and Key maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, give or take. I hope the timeline adds up. And I thought it was great. And the author is he goes by Joe Hill, but his dad is Stephen King. And so once you know that, and you
little upstart writer, that little guy, the little scrappy upstart, Stephen King.
Yeah, and I mean, Lock and Key's great, but you're like, some of these tropes about spooky things happening, ghosts, everyone's kind of psychic for some reason, it starts to add up that maybe you're kind of basing things off what your dad did.
Well, have you read J.J. Abrams' son's Spider-Man?
No.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams' son, and he actually co-wrote it with his dad. It's got like 3 issues out, 3 out of 6 that I don't think it's going to get finished anytime soon now with the whole comic book collapse. But yeah, no, well, not collapse, but you know that they're not distributing comic books for the foreseeable future?
That is news to me.
Yeah, man, it came out like Diamond Distributors, who distributes like all the major comic books. They said that for the foreseeable future, they had to shut down their warehouses. That for the foreseeable future, they will not be shipping new comic books.
Well, that feels like the end, because it's going to be pretty tough to start back up. And I hate to be pessimistic about it, but the comic book industry, I mean, where is it, or where was it a month ago?
I was talking with Carly and Ray just this little while ago about how the DC was already saying like it's make or break time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like when they fired Dan Didio and all that stuff. And so I don't know, man. You know that the comic book writers, if you look on Twitter, they're all being like, we should do a Marvel DC crossover.
Well, that was the rumor. Well, I mean, so what book was it that they definitely referred to the DC Marvel crossover? That was going to come where. Oh, yeah, Doomsday Clock.
They mentioned. Well, so here's the thing, though. So they mentioned Thor in Doomsday Clock. Now, here's the thing. Thor is a public domain character. Now, It was obviously a wink and a nod at Marvel, but Thor is a public domain character. So it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it can only be that. But then I think in Thor, they referenced Superman in one of the recent Thor issues. So, I mean, it's definitely, there's been some definitely like winks and nods towards that happening.
Well, and it'll be great because the last time they did this crossover, the Access was the character that was joint owned by both DC and Marvel, right? And they created him so he'd be the bridge between worlds. And at that point, Thor had the most regrettable costume of his career. So maybe now will be a time. It was really interesting because this was also the time when Spider-Man was Ben Reilly, or he was, the blue. I'm trying to think of the super early 90s.
I don't think it was Ben Reilly.
Well, it
It was right around that time period. It's definitely Clone Saga, but I don't think it was Ben Reilly because I would have remembered that. I have those books. I would have remembered that.
But, at the end of Clone Saga, right, Spider-Man's like, okay, well, I guess here's this new costume that I'm giving you, that you're the Spider-Man, and that's the one that they're wearing in the Axis crossover.
Really? Is it with the gauntlets?
I would...
Because the gauntlets are the giveaway. If he's wearing the gauntlets, then it's Ben Reilly. If there's no gauntlets, then it's Peter Parker.
If only this wasn't an audio medium and we had some way to find out. But I guess we'll never know. But no, I know that they were referencing that, and was Marvel going to buy DC? That was just like kicked around a bit.
So here's the scuttlebutt is that DC might close down its publishing arm and then license the characters to Marvel.
Yeah. Which, I mean, okay, because the Squadron Supreme, I guess, is all right, but if you could actually have DC characters, the Justice League...
You come on, dude. They want to sell books. You don't think Spider-Man, Batman, legit in continuity won't sell a whole bunch of comic books?
Yeah, but do you think that forever they will be looked upon as less than Marvel heroes and be like, oh, here's that dude again, and whatever, what a weirdo. Moon Knight, he's awesome, though.
I guarantee you that the staples, right? Your Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash. They get there no matter what.
What about Booster, Kyle? What about Booster?
Yeah, man, your boy Booster Gold, he's gonna definitely regulate to like Earth 719.
Okay, but I mean, as long as there's a future for Booster Gold and maybe Blue Beetle,
they'll still own them. I'm not saying they'll get rid of them. But I'm just saying that if Warner Brothers decides, because they own DC, if Warner Brothers decides they don't want to make the comic books anymore, then they're not going to make the comic books anymore. And Marvel, they have IDW or whatever print some of their like children's books, so it's not unheard of. I know
True.
Archie did a couple publications using Spider-Man and Avengers and stuff.
Yeah, but Archie will do whatever. There was a Predator crossover, right? And the Punisher, if I recall.
Dude, we should do a video on Archie vs. Predator. Like, that deserves to be something that is... How did that happen? We got to look into that.
Yeah, I would be interested. And do you think Archie will ever have another single after Sugar Sugar? Like the Archies, I guess.
Oh, dude, they have the new show. I'm sure they're chomping at the bit to get a new single out there.
I hope so.
Because, Riverdale's pretty popular. I mean, they have 2 spin-offs already.
Well, that's the thing.
I think technically Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, is technically a spin-off. And then they have a new one, Katie Keene, is a spin-off.
I have no idea. I have never watched an episode of Riverdale, and my
you're not
girlfriend...
down with Archieverse, Doug? You're not down with Archieverse?
Well, my girlfriend was watching, Sabrina, and I was like, oh, did you know that this is a comic book, blah, 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 as I've been known to do. And then I think later seasons they do cross over with Riverdale and stuff, so it makes sense in the continuity.
Well, they say that's why we didn't get any more Afterlife with Archie, because the guy who wrote Afterlife with Archie went on to write Riverdale. And he just likes being a television writer a lot more than being a comic book writer, because I bet it pays well. I bet it plays better than being a comic book writer for Archie Comics.
And, I mean, how many people now know the Riverdale name? Like, a lot of people that didn't know Archie, 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh yeah, man! When you have Cheryl Blossom doing what is it, Maybelline? One of the makeup companies promotes. They have a hard sponsorship deal with Riverdale. I think CoverGirl, one of them. When we watch, because my wife watches Riverdale, and when it's on, when we watch the CW app, it's just all these ads for this one makeup company. I forget which one. We don't have any endorsements here at the World's Finest Show. At least not yet. If you're interested, send us an email.
Any advertisers. Just,
Yeah. So, how about video games? You playing anything fun?
So, my girlfriend just got a Switch, which is pretty exciting.
Woo!
Yeah. and she has been playing Breath of the Wild, which I've only been watching that one, and it looks cool. I can see why so many people got into the latest Zelda game. But I feel it's so trite to be like, I'm playing Minecraft and I'm playing Fortnite. I'm kind of ashamed of saying I'm playing Fortnite, but life's a highway.
You just got a brand new video game system, like $250 video game system. You play Minecraft, Fortnite. So.
Okay, but
I dig. We've played a lot of Minecraft together. I dig Minecraft, but
yeah,
Fortnite, Fortnite to me is like the video game definition of insanity. It's just doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result.
But I've won some games. Sometimes you win.
You've won? You've won? Yeah. Really?
Yeah, and that's
the
the thing.
Carly. Apparently Carly's really good.
Well, if she wants my gamer tag, I don't want to say it on air because I think too many people would be friending me, but I'll pass it along to you.
Oh, dude, I forgot to mention this in the show proper. I started out the Westchester Video Game Lobby. It's a group on Facebook, so if you want to find it on Facebook, it's public. You can join it, and you can meet other local people and play video games with each other.
That sounds great, especially in a time like now where, maybe you can't be physically around someone, but virtually, there's an option.
Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. So, yeah, go check it out, the Westchester Video Game Lobby, and put your video games that you play and your gamer tag up there, and if you see someone else that did that and they play the same games you play, shoot them a message and, go monster hunting or whatever you do. Because, I do think this is a great time for us to use video games to bring ourselves together.
Absolutely.
And I will even play some Fortnite with you, Doug.
Really?
No, yeah, just because it's you, buddy.
Oh, so thoughtful. I appreciate that.
What was that?
No, I'm just saying that you should probably just get used to muting children if you're going to play Fortnite again. It hurts less if you don't hear that they're children that are just destroying you.
Ah.
Yeah, kids these days. You just have to accept they're going to beat you.
I know. Well, I was talking to my nephew. I'm like, well, if you had a job, you know what I mean? Then maybe you wouldn't have the time.
Yeah. No, it should. Do you think you should put age groups of who you want to play with for a game? Or open-ended?
That's a good idea. No, that's a good idea, like age brackets. You could do like the age rankings. And then when you hear some kid be like, I'm an adult man.
Yeah, I'm 12.
So is there anything else that you're looking forward to, while you're in, lockdown? What, like, shows you're going to watch, movies you're going to watch, books you're going to read?
Avenue 5 was funnier than I thought it was going to be. That was pretty swell. But as far as, like, looking forward to, it's tough. But the thing is, I think my favorite show of 2019 was Watchmen, for sure. And my expectations were not through the roof. I was just going to be like, oh, this is coming out. Now just check it out. Instead of getting my hopes up, which I think after the ending of Game of Thrones, maybe other people are feeling the same way where you don't want to get burned again.
Well, I never saw the end of, I didn't see the beginning of Game of Thrones. I watched like the first episode and it never really tickled me.
Yeah, well, good for you. Because now people who spent years watching it are thinking, maybe, was it worth it? But well, the problem is, Wolverine is super cool when you know less about him, but the more that you learn, the less interesting it is, because otherwise you're just speculating on, well, where did he get those claws? What could it be? And it's like, yes, he had bone claws that he forgot about for a long time, but then he remembered after Magneto pulled out his adamantium skeleton.
So I'm really excited to get you back in the mix. Hopefully this new format will allow us to do some neat little new things, maybe like short little produced pieces, stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully we'll get you into the mix and have some more Dougie Keller content coming your way soon.
Perfect. It'd be fun.
All right. Now, we also have a musical guest this week. Here's with us a good friend of mine, Tomcat Bob.
What's up, buddy?
Yo, how you doing?
So let's introduce you to the folks. Everyone, this is my good friend, Tomcat Bob. He's a local musician, or used to be local, and then he moved out to New York. As you can see, he's out of the city right now, but he's you're safe, right?
Oh yeah, no, this I mean the numbers in the area are going up, so it's looking pretty bad, but at the same time, at least around Westchester County, things don't seem too terrible. It's the city that's getting it rough right now.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad that you're that everything's going good and that you're hunkered down. But you also, so I've known you for a long time. You've been working on some music. So I thought before we get into the interview, I thought I'd give you a chance to play a little ditty. You got a song for us?
Of course. I got an original I'm actually working on called Polly Don't Want No Cracker. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on speakerphone here. Tell me.
All right.
How does it sound?
Sounds great, man. Sounds great. I'm ready whenever you are. This
Perfect.
is Polly Don't Want No Cracker by Tomcat Bob.
Thank you.
No, dude, that was good. And for those of you who are interested, we will have a video of your performance on our YouTube channel, so y'all can check it out there, and it'll have all your contact information on how to find out more about Tomcat Bob. So tell me a little bit about who you are as an artist. How would you describe Tomcat Bob as a musician?
I'd say just an innate desire to have fun. Nothing more than to enjoy the music for the sake of the music.
Well, because actually when I first met you, you were playing banjo outside of the radio station we were broadcasting from at the time. And man, you're so crazy talented, and I'm so glad that I randomly met you. I guess it must have been 5 years ago at this point. Because you're really talented, and I mean, as an artist, it's just you're really wild, man. So I really appreciate you playing the song. So what is the meaning behind the song? Is there a meaning behind the song?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious when you listen to the lyrics. But it's I don't know. It's mainly about the desire to be for freedom, for the ability to choose what you do with your time, and then also the realization though that most of the time you are free to do as you please, and it's really more of you know, it's more of you that holds you back than anything else, and that if it's, you know, you're not doing some of the things that you like sometimes, you know, obviously not, you know, for everyone, but you know, sometimes it could be of your own, you know, yourself holding, you know, yourself back.
Oh, I tell people all the time, man, you're your own worst enemy. You know what I mean? The difference between people who want to do something and the people who do the things are usually the people who do things just do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just try it and know that the first thing you do is probably going to suck. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, man. I mean, that is, I think, one of the coolest things about being in, you know, what we do is like the entertainment industry, right? Loosely called that. And it's neat to have, like, when you make something, warts and all, you know the imperfections better than anyone else. But I feel like you still, like, look at your old work and you're like, yeah. I can't believe I made that 15 years ago.
There's something, you know, there's something to be said about, you know, the things that you build yourself, that you make yourself, that you create yourself. Even if they're not the, you know, the greatest things in the world, even if they're, you know, it's, you know, nothing special to anyone else. It's the fact that, you know, you made it, that it's yours, that, you know, well, you did it. And it doesn't matter if, yeah, everything's gonna have its imperfections, and like you were said earlier, you know, if you want to get good at it, you gotta fall flat on your face a handful of times till you get good at it.
Yeah, I mean, literally, that's the whole, like, saying, you know, you want to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. You know what I mean? Like, it just comes with the territory. You cannot find success without failure. And I actually don't even like the term failure because I figure as long as you learn something, you know what I mean? It's not a waste of time.
Oh yeah, and I think most of learning is just learning all the wrong ways to do it before you find the right way to do it.
So what would you have, what advice would you have to people who are trying to stay sane and maybe get their, maybe scratch that creative itch that they've been, thinking about scratching for a while?
Just do it and realize that it's not always going to be, you know, as glorious as you imagine in your head. That, you know, it's the same advice I'd give to anyone who's quitting, you know, smoking. It's, you know, it's not going to be, this grandiose thing. It's not going to be, you know, super fun. It's, you know, bite the bullet. It's good. You know, waking up and getting even okay at something is, you know, painful. It sucks, you know, like, you know, how long it takes to even learn the basics of an instrument. It's like a year, and that's like a year of sitting down and constantly just sounding awful and, you know, not getting getting anywhere near as far as you'd like, but, you know, you do it every day and eventually, you know, you get somewhere.
Well, Tomcat Bob, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Again, where can you find your information?
You can find me either at tomcatbob.com if you're looking for, you know, little banjo lesson, and you can also find me at, you know, on Facebook, you know, Tomcat Bob's Banjo School, or you can go on YouTube and just search Tomcat Bob, and I'm sure you'll be able to find me. Cool.
Well, again, Tomcat Bob, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for playing, and yeah, I guess we'll talk to you soon.
Definitely. Talk to you later, Kyle.
Hi, I'm Leslie Hudson, creator and host of the Life After Baby Show. From bottles to books, spit up to social media, diapers to dorms, and everything in between, each week I interview parenting experts to help me navigate life as a new parent. You can find new episodes each weekend on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you find your podcasts. When the kids are finally asleep, visit our website at lifeafterbabyshow.com and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Life After Baby Show. And don't forget to take care of yourself so you can take better care of them.
The world's finest show.
Welcome back to the world's finest show. I'm Kyle Hudson.
I'm Carly Kay.
And I'm Ray Gordon.
Listen, so we're wrapping this up. So is there any recommendations to the people out there that you guys want to give? You know, anyone else that's might be trapped at home, maybe something to put on their list?
Game of Thrones. This is the perfect time to watch Game of Thrones. If you don't know it, watch it now. You can't run away from it now. You're
quarantined. You know what, Ray? I might take you up on that. I might.
Just force your way past the first season, and then you'll be hooked on TV.
Do you know how long that is? Like, how much time that is to force your way past an entire season? Like,
it's not really the whole. It's not really the whole season, honestly. It's just like the first 2 episodes. After you make it through those 2, it becomes like, okay. Why am I still hitting play?
I feel like those are the most important episodes that people are either going to continue to watch or stop watching.
They're not important. It's just like it sort of gauges the temperature in the room. Like if you're down to make it through the cinema or the theater, then you can make it happen. It'll be that's what? How many seasons did they have? Quite a few. 8?
I think there's like 6 or 7.
Yeah, 8 seasons of, and because the 8th one was they had to wrap it up somehow. That's the one thing that I do not like so far about series in general is like when you have to end them, it's so unfulfilling. They never do it right. I think the only series that ended as close to right as right can get would probably be The Wire for me. But then again, I haven't watched Mr. Robot. So at the end of Mr. Robot.
Oh, Mr. Robot.
But The Wire ended.
Stuck the landing. It did.
Hmm.
And The Wire.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about The Wire. But like other than that, TV series don't generally stick the landing.
You know what other TV show has a great series finale? Eastbound and Down.
Really?
Oh my God, the last episode's perfect. It's literally perfect. I mean, I was blown away at how good it was. Considering the show's so silly and frivolous and juvenile, like how well done the last episode of that show was, because especially the last season's kind of crap, or it's nowhere near as good as the first 3 seasons. So it was kind of weird to see like the last episode really hit it out of the park. But yeah.
What about you, Carl? You know anything that ended?
Okay, so I'm going to give this recommendation, and I just want to say that I actually don't like this show, but I genuinely want to know. Wait, no, listen. I genuinely want to know why people are obsessed with it, because I just can't see it. I can't make it past the 4th episode. I don't get why people are so emotional and crying about the show. I want everybody to watch Love is Blind, and somebody please write me and let me know, like, what is it that I'm missing, because I don't see it.
All right.
Love is Blind, huh?
That's a perfect way to segue into our new contact information. Because we are like relaunching the show. This is kind of like a soft reboot. We did change up some of our contact information. So if you do want to contact Carly and let her know why you like Love is Blind or why you can't stand Love is Blind, you can message us. She'll get it at worldsfinestshow@gmail.com. We also have, we tweaked our Twitter. So now it's at World's Finest Pod. And then we're on the Facebook, at, World's Finest Show. We do have a website, www.worldsfinestshow.com. We're still working on, updating it. So there might be some older articles on there, but, we're going to be putting the new shows and the new content as we go up there. And, also you can find us on SoundCloud. Just look us on World's Finest Show. We're also on pretty much all your other podcasting sources like iTunes and Stitcher and stuff like that. So you can pretty much find us anywhere. You can subscribe if you're on a platform that can subscribe to this show. Please do. And give us a thumbs up if you're on a platform that does that too, because we can use all the support we have. Now, I know I'm working on some stuff. You're working on some stuff, Carly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be coming up because, look, we want to make some fun stuff. Maybe movie reviews, stuff. And we're not going to be able to put out a show every day. We're going to try and keep it weekly. But we might have some other stuff coming up for you up on YouTube. So check out our YouTube channel. That's, free for you to watch. And we should hopefully have we'll be putting some of our old stuff up there too. Like I said, it's a soft reboot. We're going to be bringing, probably our old archive online sometime soon. And if you have any particular requests of interviews or anything from our old show, just let us know and we'll get that up to the front. So you guys have anything else to say to the folks at home?
Carly?
No, I'll see you guys next week. Stay safe.
Yeah, definitely stay safe.
Stay inside if you don't have to. If you guys have any recommendations for us to watch, maybe something to bring up on the show, send that our way, and we'll be happy to check that out.
And call your loved ones. Call your loved ones. All those people who you don't call, definitely is the time to call them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've talked to my mom probably more in the last week than I've talked to her in like the last couple of months before this. But I like saying, hi, Mom. Give a shout out to my mom. Send it to her like every episode. But yeah, so that's it. So I want to thank our special guest, Doug Keller. I also want to thank our musical guest, Tomcat Bob. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We do this show for you. The show's been made possible by electricity and brought to you by light. So that's it. Stay safe, have fun, and until next week,
keep geek.
Woo!
Show, ho, ho, the world's finest show. The world's finest show, ho, ho.